Sri Sai Ram. Hearty welcome to Sri Sathya Sai Lok Seva Gurukulam online classes. Today we will see the last portion of the chapter, Matter in Our Surroundings. We already seen some of the important items, and let us just revise what is that. We have learnt that about the three states of matter: solids, liquids and gases. And also there is a fourth state also called plasma state you find in sun or the stars, right? And the classification of matter also as elements, compounds and mixtures. We have listed out the different properties, right? And we are termed what is called a solution. In that solution is a homogeneous mixture of a solute and a solvent. The substance which is less in quantity is called solute. The substance which is more in quantity is called as solvent. The homogeneous mixture of the two is called as solution. You have salt solution, sugar solution, etc., right? And also you have calculated the percentage composition of a solution. So, weight of the solute by weight of the solution into 100. That is the formula. We have worked out some problems also on that. And also we have seen what is meant by suspension. If you add some chalk piece powder to water or some sand to water, we see that particles are not dissolving in water. That is what is called as suspension. Now coming to home assignment, whether ethyl alcohol and water forms a homogeneous or heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture is one when the two substances are mixed completely, or you cannot separate the two layers, and answer is it is a homogeneous mixture. Just as you have salt solution or sugar solution, it is a homogeneous mixture. Give an example for homogeneous mixture obtained by mixing two solids. We have alloys like brass, bronze, stainless steel and so on. They are the homogeneous mixture of two or more metals combined in a definite ratio. So, brass is an example. You have seen brass vessels, is it not? So, that is the second question. Coming to third question, to make 1 kilogram of 40% sugar solution by mass, how much sugar and water will you need? So, 40% of sugar solution means 400 grams of sugar and 600 grams of water are needed. So, solution becomes 1000 grams. So, that is 1 kg. So, in 1000 grams, 400 grams is the sugar. That is what is called as 40%. Suppose 500 grams of sugar is there, it is 50%. Is it not? So, here sugar is a solute, water is a solvent, and the solution is sugar plus water. Next question, what is the name given to a liquid which dissolves solid to make a solution? So, that is what is called as solvent dissolves in a solute. The substance is solute. So, solute which is less in quantity like salt or sugar, water which is more in quantity called solvent, gives solution. Solute plus solvent gives solution. Here the question is, what is the name given to a liquid? So, liquid is solvent, this is solute. So the solution may be a solid dissolved in liquid, or it may be two solids also, it may be two gases also. So it all depends. So we have these homework questions, and one more question is, to make a given solution more concentrated, what will you add? We have to add what is called a solute. Suppose you add 1 spoon of sugar to a juice, it is some percentage concentrated. If you want to eat more concentrated, you have to add 1 more spoon. If you add 1 more spoon, like that go on adding, right? That is how you have to increase the concentration. So solute is to be added more to make a solution more concentrated. Okay. So this is the homework we have done already. And coming to today's topic, we have separation of mixtures. So when you say mixture, here 2 or more substances are combined in an indefinite ratio. The ratio is not definite, is it not? So in such cases, there are a number of methods available to purify and separate substances from mixture. These separation techniques are based on difference in the physical properties of the components present in a mixture. Suppose you have sand and water. Sand is called a component, water is called a component. Similarly, you might have seen how to prepare tea or coffee in your house. So they are called components. They have to be separated. So then we have to decide the two factors that decide the best possible technique adopted for separation is type of mixture. Means, is it a solid or a liquid, like that, and a component which you want to collect, whether you want it in a liquid form, whether you want it in a solid form, like that. So these are the two factors that has to be considered while you are separating the mixtures. Now let us, the first one is separation of oil and water using separating funnel. This device is called separating funnel. As the name itself says, suppose there is a mixture of oil and water. For example, if you have a coconut oil or a castor oil, like that, you will have oil will be floating on that. And when these two are mixed up, the separation can be done by using a stopcock. So when you open the stopcock, so when you open that, something like a tap it is, first all water will come down and settle here. So the top oil will be in this. That is how you have separate oil and water. Okay. So this can be applied for all the liquids which are not miscible, which are not miscible means they are not mixed, they are separated. So separation by using separate funnel, the separation of two immiscible liquids means do not mix, like water and kerosene, water and coconut oil, like that. Okay. So like oil and water can be separated by using separate funnel. The mixture is placed in separate, this device is called separating funnel. Allowed to stand for some time. It won't come suddenly, slowly, step by step, drop by drop. The two layers of liquid are separated. The denser liquid which is in the lower part is first collected by opening the top cock. So denser means heavier. The heavier liquid will come down first. The lighter liquid will come down next. This method is used in industries and in a large scale. When you have to separate the two liquids, this method is made use of. Secondly, we have separation by evaporation. The separation of liquid in solid. So solute is a solid form and solvent is a liquid form. You have to remove the liquid by heating or solar evaporation. That is called evaporation. So solar evaporation means by keeping it as hot sunlight. You have to have seen in sea water. If you go to coastal areas like Bhatkala, Honnavara and all that, you can see that the sea water is collected in large fields, and due to heavy sunlight, when sunlight falls on the sea water, all water will be evaporated and salt remains. That salt is to be cleaned afterwards. So by evaporation you can recover the solute components by only in solid or powder form. So this is one example. The salt is obtained from seawater by the process of evaporation in shallow beds near the seashore. So all the seawater is made to collect in the big fields and then it is made to evaporate. The same thing I can use by heating also. For example, salt solution if you take in a china dish and if you heat it, all water will evaporate. The process is called evaporation. Okay, that is the second method. The third one is filtration. The common example you find in your home as how they prepare coffee or tea etc. They will use a called a filtrate. The coffee powder is or tea powder is separated from the solution or they call decoction. Then they add some milk and sugar and make it ready. Okay. So that is process is called filtration. Here this is called filter paper. I think you have seen it. So this will be round in shape. The filter paper is prepared is to be folded into 4 folds and then that has to be covered in a conical type. 1/4 of that is taken here, that is what is called filter paper. And then this is called as a funnel, conical funnel made out of glass and this is a stand and this funnel is to be kept in the stand like this and muddy water is kept put on that you have to keep this filter paper on that and you have to put the muddy water and this is what is called glass rod. That rod will help for passing water drop by drop. So this is the mixture which is to be separated. So and then your water is made to fall into this drop by drop and this is the collector, what you call beaker. All the water will fall into it and you get clean water. Okay, this process is called filtration. This is also one of the easiest and important method of separating. Another one is by using vacuum pump. Muddy water is taken here in this and it is made to fall into what is called conical flask. This is called conical flask. It is connected to a vacuum pump. What do you mean vacuum pump? It is a device which evacuates air. So all the air that is present here is removed from that. So when it comes down here like this, it becomes purified. That is how muddy water is purified and the process is called vacuum filtration. This is simple filtration. Okay, in your house they don't use this, they will have a filter. In that filter it is made to fall down drop by drop. So the same thing in explanation is a better method for separating solids from liquids of a heterogeneous mixture. As I just now told you, coffee, if you want to make the coffee decoction, is separated from the coffee powder, especially tea, especially big particles will be there now. So that is solids should be separated, and in filtration the solid material is collected as a residue. What remains in the filter paper on the top is called residue, and the liquid phase obtained is called as filtrate, that is collected in the beaker is called filtrate. The method is used in large scale industries. So, in large scale factories they use this, and this is what is called as separation by filtration. Coming to next one, the fourth one is separation by crystallization. It is a process of formation of solid crystals from a solution. All of you might have seen mishri. Mishri means what you call as Canada as kal sakre. So that big sugar crystals can be got by concentrating sugar solution. So this process of getting the solid crystal from solution is called as crystallization. Method of crystallization for separating solid from liquid begins by evaporating a liquid. So the sugar solution is to be evaporated or heated. So all water will go off and you get sugar, and that sugar is to be concentrated. The evaporation is stopped when the solution is concentrated. The concentrated solution thus produced is allowed to cool slowly to form crystals which can be separated by filtration. So what you have to do? First you have to heat it strongly, and you have to evaporate the water content or liquid content. Then the crystals will be formed. That crystals is to be cooled. So that is a process of crystallization. And for example, mishri or kal sakre, what do you call, is made in that form by concentrating the sugar solution. Okay. So that is our next method. And next one is distillation. In distillation, here the mixture of two liquids, maybe say liquid nitrogen and liquid oxygen, two liquids which are difficult to separate out, or even petroleum, you might have heard, petroleum products, that is called fractional distillation. Then in large scale in petroleum industries, okay, the products are being petrol, benzene, diesel, kerosene, etc., etc. The method is called fractional distillation, where the boiling points are different. Okay, here this is a laboratory setup where there is a mixture of two miscible liquids which are dissolved in each other, and this is called distillation flask, and this is a burner heat used for heating purpose. This is a thermometer which shows, especially when the boiling points are different, then only you can separate it out. So to find the variation in temperature, thermometer is used, which shows the temperature. This is rubber cork to fit it up, and this is very important, called as Liebig's condenser. Condenser is a device which cools down. Here the vapors will be coming in this, and these vapors which come in this, is to be cooled down, and that can be done by passing water. There will be water surrounding. This is the hot water coming out, and this is the cold water going inside. So cold water will be circulated inside, and as the hot vapors are coming, the cold water become hot, and hence the hot water is removed from this, and this condensed water will be collected here. There is a conical flask which connects or which collects the condensed water. So this process is called distillation. Okay, and this is also one of the important process of preparing or separating mixtures. So the method of distillation is used to separate a liquid from a solution of a homogeneous mixture. Homogeneous means we cannot separate easily, you cannot identify them. The distillation is a process in which a liquid or a mixture of liquids is boiled in a distillation flask. That flask, was I told, with a nozzle on the side, it's called as distillation flask. The vapor is condensed by passing through a water cooled tube called condenser. Because one side they send cold water, other side it comes hot water, that is called condenser. What does it do? It condenses the hot liquid that is coming in the pipe. So collected as a liquid called distillate. So what you get in other vessel, is called a collector, called as distillate. In case of solution of two miscible liquids, miscible means which dissolve, which can be mixed completely. The separation is based on the fact that the liquids will have different boiling points, and there is a wide difference between the boiling points of the two liquids. Like I told about petroleum, that is called fractional distillation. We have different column called as fractionating column. Okay. So, this is a very interesting and very important process of separating the mixtures. And coming to the next one, that is called as magnetic separation. The word itself says magnetic. There will be use of magnet. When you say magnet, what is a magnet? Magnet is a substance which comes to rest when it is suspended freely, comes to rest in the north-south direction, number 1. Number 2, magnet is a substance which attracts magnetic substances like iron, cobalt, nickel, etc. That is number 2. And it always comes to rest in the north-south direction. Here is one magnet called as the horseshoe magnet, shape of a horseshoe. There will be different kinds of magnets like bar magnet, horseshoe magnet, magnetic needle, compass, and so on. So, it will have two poles, north pole and south pole. And if there is any impurities present in say sand like iron, sugar, if it is there, if you bring a magnet near it, it attracts all the iron filings. Even you can test in your home, take a magnet and bring it near some sand, you will see all iron filings will cling to that magnet, something like a beard. So, it will be stick on, and that is how you can separate. So, that is called magnetic separation of a mixture. And in a mixture of magnetic and non-magnetic substances, magnetic means what? As I told just now, if we have materials like iron, cobalt, nickel, etc., and even you have alnico, these are all called magnetic substances. Non-magnetic means what? Sugar, sand, glass, etc., etc. They are non-magnetic. In such cases, the magnetic substance can be separated by using a magnet. So, magnet is a substance which attracts. Attracts what? It attracts the magnetic substances. Okay. We will be able to separate iron granules which are magnetic from non-magnetic substances like sugar, sawdust, etc. In industries, this method is used to separate iron materials from non-magnetic materials by using large electromagnets. Because for manufacture, the iron filings should be separated. So, there will be huge magnets which removes the iron content. For example, to prepare, manufacture steel, the contents of the iron is to be reduced. So, what they do, or even sand also contains In the ores there will be lot of iron content. So to separate that iron content, we have to use magnets. Okay. Now coming to the last topic, that is solar still for purifying water. This device is called solar still. You might have heard about solar devices, so many of them now. For example, you have a solar cooker. In some of your houses you might have solar heaters, solar lights, and solar cells. Now solar mobiles also have come, solar cars and so on. Solar means connected with sun, noun form, is it not? So here also you can see the sunshine. We take some muddy water, this is the muddy water, and you will take in a container, and that is to be covered with a plastic sheet here, and that is covered to that. Plastic means transparent, and you have to keep one small stone, because that plastic sheet become like this, easy for the sun's rays to fall on that. And then these you have to take about 2 liters of muddy water, you have to keep one tumbler inside that, and when you keep the stone, it becomes a hollow sheet. So this is one of the important device of purifying water, muddy water, especially the places where you do not get pure water. This method is made use of. You can try in your home also, that is why I have given this. You can try, and that is an activity. Separate water from muddy water by the process of distillation by solar energy. For solar energy you need not pay anything, please note. It is the safest form of energy, free of cost, available at all places, is it not? So you must be grateful to God for giving you so many things free of cost. Water, wind, sun's rays, all these are free, no tax. So we have to do prayers, because God is so kind for us to give everything free. Whatever our man touches, that will be charged. There will be tax for that, is it not? So for example, electricity is there. That is naturally obtained water is made use of to prepare electricity. For that water you do not pay. But when it becomes electricity, when man touches that, it becomes a costly affair. So that is solar energy. What is the procedure? We have to take 2 liters of muddy water in a large pan. You just now see the figure, and a glass is to be kept at the center, means tumbler is to be kept in the center of the large pan. A few small marbles are to be kept at the bottom, because otherwise it starts floating. When you keep anything on water, the law of flotation, it lifts up. So to make it steady, we have to add some marbles, are to be kept at the bottom of the glass in order to make it stable in water. The pan is to be covered with a plastic wrap. So a plastic sheet is to be covered at the top, so that it does not become too tight. It should not be too tight. So that is how we have to cover it. And then a marble is to be kept at the center of the plastic wrap to create slight dip in the plastic. So there will be a dip like this, it forms, because you are keeping some marble in the middle. And for collecting water, the plastic should not touch the glass, should be little above. Okay. The pan is to be kept in direct sunlight for several hours. So that should be kept outside. That is the disadvantages of solar devices, solar cooker and all. It takes hours together. It depends on the sunlight. So the pan is to be kept outside for several hours, and we can see water vapor condense, means cool down. Because of sunlight, all the water evaporates, and the evaporated water will collect on the cooler part of the plastic sheet, and they will come and fall into the glass container. The device prepared by this above method is called solar still, which uses the natural process of evaporation and condensation and purify the muddy water. Of course, you cannot drink it. The water is not so pure that you can drink it, but anyway, it is a clean device wherein solar energy is made use of. Solar still. Let us see the figure once again so that you can prepare yourself. See the figure. So just now I was explaining about that. This muddy water 2 liter is taken, and this is the plastic sheet to be covered, and you have to keep a small stone in the middle so that it becomes a concave surface. And this is the tumbler, glass tumbler. We have to keep some white marbles inside it, because otherwise tumbler will float. So, and this is to be covered with like this. This is so what happens due to sun's heat, all the water inside this muddy, muddy water gets heated up. They will collect in the cooler part of the plastic, and all of them will come into this tumbler. They fall into the tumbler. Okay, that is how you have to purify the water. That is called solar still. Okay, now let us see some home assignments. Which physical property is used for separating iron granules from dust particles? Magnetic, electric, density. The separation of sugar in the form of crystal sugar, mishri, is called evaporation, crystallization, distillation. Why is it important to store cooking gas cylinder away from heat and flame? Gas cylinder, what do you call it as LPG gas, should be away from heat and flame. So I think you come prepared for this, and any doubt is there, you can just note down. Thank you.